Hi all, I hope all are fine. So in today's video we will talk about notice period calculation. So every company has different rule for notice period. It depends upon company policy. Some companies have for 2 months, some companies have for 3 months, and some companies have for 1 month or 15 days. So we will take in one example for notice period calculation. Okay, so first of all, notice period calculation, it can be done on gross, CTC or basic. Okay, so in appointment letter we always see that if we don't complete or we have to serve the notice period for 2 months, if we wish to resign from the organization for 2 months or 3 months. So in appointment letter it is always mentioned, like if you don't complete your notice period, so whatever would be remaining amount, that would be deducted from your full and final settlement. So we will just take in one example. For example, like your date of resign is 22 July. So we will just take an example for 1 month notice period, and 22 August is your last day in the organization, but you don't serve the notice. I mean, you don't come in the organization till 22 August. So you just inform to your reporting boss that I'll come till 10th August, and whatever would be the remaining amount you can deduct from my full and final. So if your organization has set the rule that every company has serve the notice period for 1 month, and if you don't complete that, so example is like you resign from the organization on 22 July, and you come in the organization till 10th of August, but according to the company policy your last date would be 22 August, because we are just calculating for 1 month notice period as per the company policy. So what would be the formula for that? Like we will be first of all we will be calculated on basic salary. So for example, we will take here, like employee basic salary is 3,000. So how do we calculate on basic salary? First we will take basic salary multiple whatever would be the remaining days. So now, according to the notice period, that employee has to serve the notice period for 1 month, and he has put the resignation on 22 July, and 22 August would be his last date as per the company policy, but he came in the organization till 10th of August. So there are 12 days remaining. So we will take basic as 3,000 multiple 12 divided by, like August is month for 31 days, so we will take 31. So equal we get like something around, I say, 1162 rupees, like that. So when there would be full and final settlement, from his full and final settlement, that 1161 would be deducted. Now just we will take an example for 3 months notice period as per the company policy. We will take another example. So for example, that employee hasn't put an notice period on 22 July. So according to 3 months notice period, his last working day in the organization should be 22 October. Just let's calculate this way, that 22 July to 22 August it would be 1 month, 22 August to 22 September it would be 2 months, and 22 September to 22 October it would be 3 months. But employee has put his resignation on 22 July, and he came in the organization till 15th of September. After that he did not come in the organization. So if you calculate from 15th September to 22 October, it would be 37 days. Okay, so employee did not come in the organization from 15th September. So how in full and final settlement, how many days we will, for how many days we will deduct his salary? We will deduct his salary from for 37 days. If you calculate from 16 September till 22 October, it will be calculated as 37 days. So employee did not come in the organization for 37 days to complete his notice period. Okay, so then how do we do that? We will same way we will do multiple, as we assume that the basic salary is 3000, so we will take basic salary as 3000 multiple 37 days, and whatever would be month, like whether it would be for 30 or 31, so we will divide that 30 or 31, whatever would be the amount we will get, that we will deduct from employee's salary. This is the formula for notice period. But whenever there is a notice period for 2 months or 3 months, we always need to take as average. We will calculate it as an average. So how do we do that on average? Like basic multiple, there is a 37 days, then divided by, he did not come for 2 months, so divide by 2, so we will get average salary. Why do we do that? If there is a notice period for 2 months and 3 months, why do we calculate in average? Because at the time of audit there could be extra payment can be go if you do and another formula. So if there is a 3 months or 2 months notice period, try to always calculate it on average basis, because in audit then auditor may ask, like, you have pay that employee, you have deduct more amount from employees full and final settlement, so it should not happen. So it should not happen, so that way we always do for on average basis. So this is for employee side we were talking about. Now employer side, if we talk, whenever employer wish, like employee thinks that, or employee wish to terminate any employee, so according to the company policy, employee employer also has to inform to employee that you have to serve the notice period for 2 months as per the company policy, and within this 2 months you can search for the new job, and you will get whatever as per the company policy, you will get your full and final. So if the employer is willing to employer is willing to terminate any employee as per the company policy, he has to inform before. Okay, so employer can't say that you stop coming from tomorrow. And if he says, if employer wish to do that, he has to, as per the company policy, he has to give the full and final amount to the employee. Like if as per the company policy, if there is a notice period for 2 months or 3 months, so he has to pay that amount to the employee. So this is all about. See you tomorrow. Thank you.